Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News, and a major day yesterday in the North American VCT for Sentinels. A big matchup against OpTic Gaming. A victory there would have given them a decent chance to make the run all the way through to playoffs, but unfortunate circumstances come through. TenZ and Sick both can't play in the matchup, but Zombs actually declining the opportunity to play with them. Loads to dive into today. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one, and also thank you for 18,000 subscribers. Hit that milestone yesterday. Well on the way to 20k. Really appreciate it. First, I just wanted to mention this, right, because we saw a few days ago there was some kind of underwater hints, and I thought it might be something to do with the new map that might be coming out, the kind of 8th map in Valorant, and it turned out it was going to do with the new like skin bundle drop, whatever they did. Now, maybe this is relevant. I'll just keep on my eyes on this, to be honest, over the coming days here. This also I thought was absolutely phenomenal. There's the Champions Tour Japan Finals is going to take place at the Saitama Super Arena, and like what a mega stadium this is. Like, Japan honestly does things differently, right? Like, I would only dream really of having a stadium and an audience like this for, let's say, Masters, Champions, this type of stuff. There was talk about doing Champions in Tokyo, for example, but apparently the maximum capacity is over 36,000. Not sure how much of that they're going to be able to fill out, but like wow, what a potential event that's going to be. So really excited to see how that one develops. This also from babybay, right, a player that of course was, well, briefly a part of the 100 Thieves lineup before they decided to get rid of him in rather unfortunate circumstances. Really, they had that like very brief Eccles babybay period where like he comes through, and then like 2 weeks later they drop him from the team because they decided to completely blow the thing apart and effectively start from scratch. It does seem to have worked well, but yeah, I think babybay and Eccles both got rather harshly done by that situation, right? And as he says, haven't felt this good about a roster in a long time, so excited to see where that goes. I guess I probably didn't have too much confidence going into 100 Thieves, at least on this evidence right here. Want to talk about EMEA though real quick, of course, before we dive into the North American VCT. There was certainly some drama going on there. Na'Vi took down big 2-1 yesterday, good series victory for them, and then Fnatic versus Ascend, of course, a massive series victory for them, or a massive series in general. Honestly, like game 1 in the series, pretty sure it was on Ascent, and Ascent went up 4-0, and then Fnatic just won the next 13 rounds in a row for the GG. Apparently Turko kill is still a pretty good strategy here for Boaster. Worked out rather well here on Icebox. Again, Ascend have a decent start, but soon after that, it's Fnatic that really take over the game. So with a couple of roster changes, they've been looking absolutely phenomenal, I think, and I'm really impressed by Fnatic. They look right now like one of the best teams in the entire world. I honestly thought they kind of were in that ballpark when they were going to Masters, but the roster changes they were forced to make were certainly unfortunate for them. So I'm kind of hoping that come the next Masters, they can have the team that they want to have and turn up and do good things and compete with OpTic and all this type of stuff, because I really like the look of this team and the shape of this team right now, and as Bosa says, these are kind of some pretty good strategies right here. Now, before the substitute situation kind of got confirmed, I thought these were some interesting statistics actually. That Sentinels has been the second worst attacking team with a horrid 25% first kill percentage, 55% plant rate only. We saw that the average for, I think it was Evil Geniuses, right, that they were planting like 86% of rounds on their offense, and the average of the league is about 70%. So 55% is way down, and OpTic has kind of been the best defense so far, denying a plant in 53% of rounds going into this particular series. But unfortunately for Sentinels, they could not turn up with the roster they wanted to. Just before you kind of look at that, then these are the standings right now in the groups for EMEA. Fnatic now 3-0. They're putting a dominant position, a dominant stat really on their group in Group A. And of course, we've got FPX versus Focus later on today, and then M3 Champions versus BBL, the teams that have not quite played 3 games yet in their region. But this comes out from Sentinels. Bad news, guys. TenZ is sick, and Sick has had a family emergency. We're doing everything we can to help both of them. Coach Raucus and new sub Danny will be filling in. So quite the statement really here from Sentinels. A lot to unpack really. Like TenZ, I believe, hasn't really said anything, which I didn't really see a tweet from him, or I didn't really see him saying, I'm feeling unwell, sorry guys, I've got to step away here. And Kanpeki was saying on stream, we'll look at some of the clips in a second, that they were doing a lot of prep for this match. They were looking confident, they'd been working on a good few things. They felt like they had a chance in this series up against OpTic right here, but unfortunately, not even 1 subs, but 2 subs have to step in. Of course, Coach Raucus is, former player for FaZe Clan, pretty decent player. He can certainly step into a team and do a decent job as he did, but of course, look, when Sentinels win condition effectively is like only when TenZ goes off and drops 40, then it's going to be really tough when you don't have that in your back pocket, right? So tough for TenZ and Sick. Hopefully everything works out better for them, and is hopefully TenZ is feeling better or whatever over the coming days. But if there's one series you don't want to have this, it's this one, because this was the most crucial series, to be honest. OpTic, of course, was sitting pretty in their group already at 2-0, and then of course Sentinels coming in at 0-2 with a must-win series here to keep them alive effectively. I think there is still some chance they make it through to the playoffs, but their chances are incredibly slim. They rely on them winning their next 2 series, and then like other teams kind of doing certain things as well. I don't think the power is fully in their hands anymore, and as Walker says, life really throwing curveballs at us, and apparently like Raucus has also tested positive, so he was also like under the weather as well. So kind of crazy. Like I wonder how sick TenZ was. The fact that Raucus was ill and yeah, he was still playing, and TenZ wasn't, right? So hopefully everything is okay over there. But like yeah, Raucus steps into the team, of course, and dappr's like, look, lovely before the series even begins. So like obviously he was already getting frustrated, right? They were already kind of in their heads, understandably, right? In a situation like this, you've been working hard to try and, you know, beat OpTic or whatever, try and work on certain things that ShahZaM is about to describe, and then this type of stuff happens. dapr obviously like was probably a little bit checked out mentally before the game even began. But yeah, certainly wanted to talk about the possibility, the fact that Raucus comes in and Danny comes in. We'll look at Danny here in a second, who exactly that is. But yeah, people said, look, why not Sinatraa? Why not Zombs, right? Of course, Zombs formerly on the team with, you know, before cNed replaced him. Why would they not sub in? Look, I'm not sure Sinatraa technically could, just because I think, like, I don't know what's going on with Riot right now, but like we believe he still has to kind of conduct that training or whatever, like and then he'll be able to compete once again. So as he says, right, they want to keep it fair, we're not subbing him in. But the Zombs situation was kind of interesting, because he effectively, they asked him and he declined. He was like, look, I'm not doing it, it'll make me look bad, effectively, is what he says. Because I mean, look, he probably has a point in a way, right? And cNed says, look, he's on a content creator contract right now, he doesn't have to sub in necessarily. But and of course, like, there's been many months of meta changes that he hasn't practiced with the team. Like it wouldn't be a great situation. But also cNed does say, look, it would have been nice of him to sub in, but you know, he decided not to. Can't really blame him. But you know, it was kind of a not nice thing to do to not sub in. So share a few clips right here, kind of explaining this situation, why Zombs didn't want to, why the team doesn't necessarily blame him, but at the same time, why like it didn't really help them get the team that potentially they could have had.
Hashtag said fam.
Why did they ask you to play, bro?
They did.
You
You said no. You said no. I'm doing watch party.
Leala, thanks for the emote.
Just the way you said no, right?
Oh, I said no. Why would I want to play, bro?
Like, you're competitive,
We're
you
just
like
gonna
playing?
get on.
Thanks for subbing.
I mean, like, we could win, obviously, but bro, I haven't played a scrim in 2 months. Like, and I'm being asked like an hour before. Like, why would I want to play?
Yeah, that's fair. That is pretty fair, actually.
You should have played it.
And
you should have played it in through. You should have played it in through, and I bet against you guys.
I'm on a content creator contract now. I'll just say that.
Oh, they did. Yeah, fair enough then.
No, but you could have been like, if I play this match, you give me full salary for the next 2. Budget.
That's
Start
2 years.
budging.
I'll play for that. I would have played if like Sinatraa got to play, for sure.
Who's that? Is it?
I'm pretty sure it probably is. I don't think Sinatraa was an option as far as I'm concerned. And I think Zombs already addressed. We asked Zombs, and that was already addressed. By the way, you can guys, we asked Zombs. But Zombs chose not to. Zombs said it himself on stream, he's under a content creator contract now, so he's not obligated to actually play. So, that's that. Sinatraa, I mean, I am. Yeah. I think kind of you can probably guess why. I don't know. I don't even know if we asked. I have no clue. I don't blame Zombs at all either, to be honest. It's fine. I don't blame him, but like, you know, you could have been kind and done it.
So I don't know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section below whether you think, you know, Zombs is kind of in the right or the wrong in this situation not to decide to sub in for the team. And in fairness, right, looking at these games, more than likely, like, you know, he's going to get beaten anyway, right? So here we go with the KO, like it crashes to 1 versus 2. dappr's challenging on his own, and then, you know, ShahZaM comes out here with the operator who gets taken down. So definitely, like, even in this situation, the 13-0 was you know, kept alive, I suppose, by crashes here in the 1v2. But like, I mean, yeah, still some questionable plays from Sentinels. They were clearly checked out the start of this map. I honestly thought OpTic was just going to demolish them. And in fairness, OpTic did kind of demolish them, but fair play to Raucus actually right here. Down at this point 12-4, and then Raucus finds himself in a nice little 1v3. He actually gets the first 2 kills here in the 1 versus 3, 1 at 2, and then manages to clutch it out at the rest of the 1 versus 3 as well, to at least keep them in the live in the map right here, or keep them alive in the map. So this is 12-5. Sentinels at least put up a bit of a fight, but you know, OpTic at this point, honestly, like, they just knew that it was going to be GG. They knew it was all over. They knew that they could turn up the heat at any point, I imagine, and we're just, you know, at times almost playing with their food. But good little clutch here from Raucus, got to give him his credit. And even as Ye says right here, that was funny, we've decided for the second map to sub in our coach Chet to 1 versus 1 Raucus. Now, and they were just generally just having a good time about it. They even brought this up on stream. Raucus versus Chet right here, ACS kills and clutch wins. And like, you know, Raucus manages to get the job done in that game 1 right. But yeah, Chet unfortunately didn't make an appearance game 2 or beyond. I mean, look at this example right here. We've got Marv last alive here in this 1 versus 1. And I mean, look at the knife battle that comes through him against dapr. Like, I mean, it's just premium content right right here. So don't know what the hell is happening. And yeah, this kill from Marved as well. And look at he gets the final one as well. Like, yeah, not saying that really should be happening. Nice shots from Marved, but you know, the round goes Sentinels' way anyway. And honestly, it was a kind of closer game here on Haven than it could have been otherwise. The next thing you know, look at the scoreboard right here, and it's 11-5 in OpTic's favor. It does go 11-8 actually here at one point. So like, you know, eventually, yeah, despite getting this kill, Sentinels managed to get the job done. 11-8, and then, you know, Danny comes up with a big round right here. Ye takes him down. So impressed by Danny. Actually, I thought briefly when he stepped into the team, I thought this guy, I wasn't really too familiar with him before, but we can kind of see his profile right here. Free agent in the Valorant world. I guess they needed someone. They get him to step into the team, probably slightly more familiar than Zombs with the kind of latest patch update and what the current meta is, I suppose, for these teams. And he steps in, does a pretty respectable job, and, you know, takes some rounds of OpTic. But, you know, it always felt like OpTic, they had another gear if they wanted to potentially deploy it. And even as Zek says some XSET, of course, they would play just after this one. OpTic versus Sentinels is like watching teachers versus the students game in middle school. So, yeah, kind of tough words. I think he even said after this that after doing this tweet, he got some DMs of people basically sending him his address and his IP address and stuff like this. And he was like, look, maybe I shouldn't mess with Sentinels fans going forwards. But yeah, they lose the series 2-0. As ShahZaM says, it's unfortunate we didn't get to show any of the work we put in. Really appreciate Danny subbing in last minute for us. GG's OpTics, yeah, they reckon they've done a lot of work. They reckon they had a good chance in this series. But, I mean, yeah, didn't get to show it is kind of what they say. Now, look, they've still got a chance of making it to winners, but they've got to have a really solid run from here on out. And as Dapr says, 0-2 to OpTic, force them to take a timeout against the coach, so a dub in my book. So Dapr's trying to take the positives he can. But yeah, that does now mean, and of course the map win-loss, not winning a map here, of course, is also pretty difficult because their map win-loss now is also pretty tragic. So they're going to have to really think about what happens going forwards, because making playoffs is pretty much impossible for them now. As Chadlantis said, it is plausible. They need to beat FaZe though and beat Cloud9. That is already a very tall task for the Sentinels. They also need FaZe to beat Cloud9 tomorrow. They need Cloud9 to lose to LG next week. They need FaZe to lose to Evil Geniuses in 2 weeks time. And then, you know, they can probably afford one of these things to go wrong if they just 13-0 all their kind of maps from here on out. And if two of these go wrong, then they're for sure outright. So it's very unlikely they make it through at this point. The final stats are like this. You know, fair play to Danny and Raucus for stepping in and doing what it honestly was a pretty solid job. But, you know, there was no looking past OpTic in this series. Fracture was 13-5 and then 13-8 on the bind at the end. So not too much to talk about other than what we already have. Now we've got to talk about this final series, 100 Thieves XSET. This is honestly a massive one. XSET are generally like they're almost considered like a gatekeeper team, right? If you can beat XSET, you can probably prove that you can be one of the best teams in the region. And XSET are always tough to get by. And 100 Thieves, despite a pretty poor performance last weekend, I think they lost to TSM, right? Which does seem to be their bogey team. They come out here and honestly handle business against XSET. Like, I mean, Derek didn't really have to do much this series. Like, Will, Bang, like they all had so many cracking moments here. And on the defense on Breeze, they were putting on a show. Like at this point, it's 12-4. Eventually, they close out this game. I mean, 13-4 against XSET on a map like Breeze is not easy to do. Like, I mean, yeah, Bang comes through with a massive 3-piece right there, closes out the rounds, and it's not like Bang was going anywhere on this game as well. Down 6-3 at this point, or down 6-2. Bang comes up clutch with a nice little 1v2 to keep them, well, to keep their kind of hopes alive in this map right here. 6-3, I mean, 7-2 might have been a very different story, but Bang was honestly, he was firing on all cylinders, and then, well, all of a sudden, it's actually 100 Thieves to take the map win. So yeah, 2-0 versus XSET. They keep doubting us, man, he says, and this is massive 100 Thieves. Puts them in a very nice position, really, in terms of the standings, going through to the potential playoffs that they may well get to. Like, you know, I just love to see the atmosphere behind the scenes for these players. It does seem like they've built such a great culture and environment behind the scenes here with, you know, the coaching staff, the players. They all seem to get along very well. They're all really excited for each other's success. They're all really hungry to succeed. I think their team dynamic is fantastic. They usually like hyped Will is right here after winning this one. Like, I mean, yeah, 2-0. Can't go wrong with that if you're a 100 Thieves fan. And this also from Weltis as well, I thought was kind of interesting. For the past 365 days, every team XSET has lost to has eventually finished top 3 in that event. So kind of confirmation here that, you know, these guys are top 3 bound minimum at the playoffs. If they were to come top 2, that's enough to send them to Masters. So lots to discuss there. But yeah, 100 Thieves at 2-0 over XSET. This is like, it really does show the potential of the team and the caliber of this team, because this was not a particularly close series, to be honest. Like, Cryocels didn't do anything ridiculous, as didn't Zekken. But yeah, Derek didn't have to do much this series, right? I mean, it's Will and Bang who are absolutely out of control. Plus 32 between them. 200 ADR for Will, I thought was pretty impressive as well. And yeah, 13-4 here on Breeze and 30-9 on Bind in the air. Like, the defensive side from 100 Thieves was just way too strong. So very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. These are the groups then as they presently stand. OpTic 3-0, they're comfortably going through. Sentinels 0-3, as I say, there's a slim chance they can possibly make it to the playoffs if they go 2-3 and other results fall in their favor. But yeah, tonight, of course, we've got Cloud9 versus, I suppose, it's FaZe Clan, right? That's kind of the game of the two teams that have only played 2 maps. maps, and then NRG versus Ghost Gaming the other day from Group A to finish out the day. But 100 Thieves and XSET looking quite nice here in Group A for their qualification chances as well. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube gods it's a good video. I'd also like you should see it as well, and I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.